Assalamu alaikum and welcome everyone. This is Mr. Hussain, your meal consultant. In today's tutorial, we're going to dive into a really essential concept in monitoring and evaluation. It's called triangulation. We're going to break down how it can seriously improve the accuracy and credibility of your data. So, let's just start with a crucial question, one that every single M&D professional should be asking themselves all the time. Is the data you're collecting really telling the whole story? Because if it's not, you might be missing the most important parts of your project's real impact. First up, let's explore the core problem we're trying to solve here. And that's the risk, the huge risk of depending on just one single data source, or one method, or even just one perspective. I like to call this the one source blind spot. I mean, think about it for a second. Some things are pretty easy to measure, right? Counting how many wells you've dug or how many schools you've built, that's straightforward. But what about the more subjective stuff, like a community's sense of empowerment or improvements in local governance? These are really complex, nuanced changes. And if you're only looking at them from one angle, you're creating these dangerous blind spots that can lead you to completely wrong conclusions. So, how do we handle all this complexity? Well, the answer comes from a really powerful idea that's actually borrowed from map reading. It's all about using different points to find your exact location. Okay, let's dive in and see how this powerful concept works for us. So, what is triangulation? Well, put simply, it's about looking at a situation from multiple angles to get a much more accurate picture. Just like on a map where you use 3 known points to pinpoint exactly where you are, in M&E, we use multiple viewpoints to get closer to the truth. And here's a fantastic way to picture it. Imagine you have 3 different data points. Let's say point A is what you learned from interviews, point B is from a big survey, and point C is what you saw with your own eyes during observations. The place where all 3 of those overlap, that's what we call the area of confidence. It's where different, independent sources all point to the same conclusion, which makes our findings way more reliable. Okay, so that's the theory, but how do we actually do this in the field? What does this look like in practice? Let's get into the key strategies you can add to your M&E toolkit. One of the most common and honestly most powerful ways to do this is through methodological triangulation. This is basically just mixing your quantitative and qualitative data. Your quantitative survey might tell you how many people showed up for a training, but it's the qualitative interviews that are going to tell you why they came and how it really changed things for them. You see, the numbers tell you what, and the stories tell you why. They work together perfectly. But it doesn't stop with just methods. You can triangulate your data sources. For example, talk to different groups of people. Do men and women see the project's impact the same way? You can use multiple investigators because, believe it or not, who's asking the questions can totally change the answers. And you can even think about time and place. An answer someone gives you in the privacy of their home might be completely different from what they'd say in a public meeting. All of these are tools in your toolkit. Okay, so triangulation sounds great, and it is. But let's be real for a minute. It's not always a walk in the park. It comes with some very practical, real-world challenges that you really need to be aware of. And this leads us to what seems like a paradox. You'd think that collecting more data would make everything clearer, right? Well, not always. In fact, the more you triangulate, the more likely you are to find contradictions. But here's the secret. Don't freak out. Those contradictions aren't a sign of failure. They're actually an invitation to dig deeper. They often point you toward the most important and surprising insights. So the key is to be pragmatic. Look, triangulation takes time and money, so you have to know when to stop. When is your data good enough for what you need? And when you do find that conflicting data, don't just ignore it. Dive into it. Ask why it's conflicting. Is it because of someone's bias, a different lived experience? That's where the real learning is. And just remember to be systematic as you analyze everything. It'll help you manage the complexity. Because even with the challenges, the benefits are just massive. Triangulation makes your data richer, it confirms your accuracy, it helps explain those confusing results, and it balances out the weaknesses of any one method. All of this leads to the ultimate prize, making your findings far more credible. When you can stand up and say, "We looked at this from 5 different angles and they all point here," your conclusions become incredibly powerful. So, I'll leave you with this final thought for your next project. The next time your data seems to contradict itself, don't see it as a problem, see it as an opportunity. Ask yourself, what deeper truth is this contradiction trying to show me? What's really going on here on the ground? Thank you.